Hey guys, it's Jen Lefforge. Welcome to my channel. Today, I am bringing you a much anticipated video where I am sharing my thoughts and feelings after touring the models of the new Riviera Resort, the newest Disney Vacation Club property, and you are not going to want to miss this. So first of all, I want to say that our video today is being sponsored by my great friends at DVC by Resale. Chantel and her team are the Disney experts. They can help you buy a Disney Vacation Club contract, and they can also help you sell your Disney Vacation Club contract. They are professional, they know what they're doing, and you are in great hands, and they will not steer you wrong. I will put all of their information in the show notes below. So, the first thing I want to get out of the way, for those of you that are hoping for a big extensive video tour of the models, that was my hope. Many of you had asked for it. I headed over there, camera in hand, ready to do the tour, and I was told that I was not allowed to film. Now, I understand there are rules, but other vlogger friends of mine were told, film away, film all you want. We're so glad you're here filming today. So, I'm not super happy about that, but I am a mature person and I have decided to just move along and get over it. Why? So, I am going to put a link right here to Allison WDW Girl's videos from her tour of the Riviera models. Now, backing up just a little bit, here's how this works when Disney Vacation Club is opening a new resort. There is a preview center at Saratoga Springs where they always have models of the resorts that are currently available to purchase. Now, you can tour these models a couple of different ways. If you are an existing member, you are welcome to go to their open house, which usually, I think while we were there, they were doing one at 2 and one at 3. You don't actually sit in an office with a guide, you just go and you look at the new models. That was originally what we had intended to do. Sarah, my friend that I travel with a lot, that you guys have probably seen in the vlogs, I'll put a link right here to our Star Wars half marathon vlogs. She is also a DVC member, but our friend Cindy is not, and she did have some questions. So we actually decided to go ahead and do a full tour. While we were at the Run Disney Expo, we chatted with the Disney Vacation Club rep. He took all of our information and he scheduled us for a time. Now, you can schedule a time to do this at any of the kiosks that are located in the resorts at Walt Disney World, and there's also a kiosk in all of the parks. Just, walk up and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about Disney Vacation Club, and they will happily get you scheduled. I would definitely, especially with a new resort coming out, I would schedule that at the beginning of your trip so that, if they may not be able to get you in the same day, but that will give you a good opportunity. Now, the cool thing is they will pick you up wherever you are. So in our case, we were going to be at Hollywood Studios that day. We met them on Sunset Boulevard. There's a DVC kiosk right there. They took us through a backstage entrance, which is kind of cool, and they just whisked us away in a very awesome van that has car seats, by the way. And when they returned us to Hollywood Studios, they brought us back through that same backstage entrance so that we didn't have to go through security and all of that again. So that was actually really nice. Also, for doing the tour, our friend Cindy, because she, again, is not a member, received a $75 gift card. And Sarah and I and Cindy all received 3 Anytime Fast Passes that were automatically loaded onto our Magic Bands. So that was a really nice perk. That is always subject to change, so I don't want anybody thinking that that is always the way that they do it, but in the past, there's always some sort of incentive to kind of pay you back for the time that you've spent doing the tour. Now, I will tell you that this is the second time I've done the tour. It is very low-key. They do give you a presentation. Takes, if you count transport time, I'm gonna say allow 2 hours, but they are very respectful of your time. There isn't any locking you in a room and getting a manager and some of these horror stories I have heard of other timeshare presentations. You really can have all of your questions answered. Having said that, Cindy's comment, which I thought was really valuable, was that if she had not heard a lot about DVC from Sarah and I, she did not feel that the presentation gave her enough information to make a decision. So you may want to do some homework in advance so that you can show up to the presentation with good questions to ask. Of course, watch my videos about purchasing DVC resale. I'm gonna get to the Riviera and resale a little bit closer to the end of the video. But yeah, don't hesitate to do that. You guys know I love to purchase resale. I've also purchased direct from Disney, and I just think that going to the preview center and getting the presentation is a great way to get your questions answered. Having said that, let me give you my impressions of the Riviera. Now, when we first walked in, I will tell you that I don't feel that the pictures online really do these rooms justice. We were staying in a 2-bedroom at Bay Lake Tower. I'll put a link to that tour right here. And although I love the 2-bedroom at Bay Lake Tower, it feels very closed off. Like when you first walk in, you basically walk into a wall, and it's segmented, so it doesn't kind of have that open floor plan feeling. When you walk into these Riviera rooms, and you'll see when you go and look at Allison's tour, it really does feel bright, open, airy. The decor is very elegant but not stuffy. I would kind of call it maybe like Grand Floridian light. There are a lot of French and Italian influences, of course, because it is a Riviera themed resort. But there are some very practical things that I love. They do have the kitchenette along the wall, kind of what we saw in the Copper Creek villas, which I think helps with the openness. But the thing as a family of 5 that I am like over the moon about is that Murphy bed. So in the past, whenever we've stayed in a 2-bedroom, one of the boys is always in a hide-a-bed unless we are in a dedicated 2-bedroom, and even that is only at a few resorts. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. I need to do a whole nother video where I like define the terms of Disney Vacation Club, but I don't love my boys sleeping on a hide-a-bed. I would much prefer they have an actual bed, which is actually why we bought at Old Key West, because at Old Key West, the studios and the 2 bedrooms all have 2 actual beds. Well, this Murphy bed situation is so cool because you pull it down and it is an actual mattress, which in my mind is good for a couple of reasons. Far more comfortable because it's not a hide-a-bed, and I don't care how advanced it is. I just slept on a hide-a-bed at Bay Lake Tower, and for a hide-a-bed, it was very comfortable, but it's not a regular bed. So having an actual mattress in the Murphy bed is really great. The other thing I love is as someone who pays my dues to Disney, it will be much easier for them to switch out those mattresses as they need to be replaced. So, because if you're gonna have to replace a whole pull-out couch, that's probably way more expensive than just replacing the mattress piece that is on those pull-out beds. And you'll see when you watch the video what I mean by that. The other thing is I just think visually it just looks beautiful because they have artwork on the Murphy bed. The pull-out is that is in the studio that is for the 5th person, and I did take a picture of that. I'll put that right here. It's very similar to what we've seen in the refurbishments at Port Orleans French Quarter, just that pull-down bed. But again, it was a decent sized mattress, and the other single beds that have pulled out like that I felt like were a little on the small side, and this looked to me to be a full-size twin mattress. So I really liked that. The comfort that you get there I think is going to be really, really good. The location is also very good, although interestingly the point value is very high for these rooms, and I would expect to see that more with something like Polynesian or Bay Lake Tower or Grand Floridian, where you can easily get to a park. You don't really have that here, so I'm withholding judgment there because the gondolas could really be a game changer. If the gondolas are as efficient as the monorail, then I kind of get that. But of course, we don't know that yet. So that part's really interesting to me. I like the theming of the whole resort. I like the idea of the restaurant at the top of the tower. I think it's called Topolino's, which is Italian for Mickey Mouse. The pool area, the artist renderings I've seen looks amazing. It's definitely my vibe. So I 100% think that the vibe, the rooms, the tower, the restaurants, this is going to be a win for Disney for all of those reasons. There are, however, a couple of very important reasons that we would not consider buying a contract here. The first one is the new restrictions on those contracts. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what do I care? If I can only buy this direct from Disney, so what does it matter about these restrictions? Here's why it may matter down the road. As a person who has sold 2 different Disney Vacation Club contracts, not because we don't love DVC, but because the contracts we had didn't really work for the way we were vacationing, I think your resale value on this resort is going to be very low because people who buy this resort resale, it's not available for resale yet. It won't be for quite some time, but once those contracts start coming up, if you buy this resort resale, you can only use those points at the Riviera or any of the newer Disney Vacation Club properties. I don't have a crystal ball. There's no way to know for sure. My assumption, however, would be that not immediately, but eventually that will really diminish the resale value of those contracts. So that is the first reason why I would not purchase at the Riviera. The second reason that I would not purchase at the Riviera is the dues. The dues are very high, like as in over $8 per point high. That is excessive, and I will put a link in the show notes to all of the dues for all of the different resorts, but we've talked about this before on this channel. You really need to remember that no matter what you pay for your original purchase price, you're paying far more in dues over the life of your contract than you ever thought of paying for that initial purchase price. So even though those dues may only be $1 or $1.50 difference, that's a lot of money spread out over the term of your contract. Now, granted, the other resorts may eventually rise to that level, but for right now, those dues are very high, and that does not interest me. The third reason we would not buy at Riviera is the sheer number of points that are required to stay there. I think that's a really important thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration. You want to take into consideration the price point to initially purchase, but also how many points are required for my family to stay there. Some of you know we just purchased an Old Key West contract, and so what I did was I took our actual dates for January and I wrote out the point requirements for the actual room that we're getting for that week and comparing a couple of the different resorts to the Riviera. At Riviera for those dates, it's going to be 248 points. At Bay Lake Tower, it's going to be 229 points. And at my home resort, Old Key West, only 181 points. So that is a massive difference in points. Copper Creek is going to be 227 and Animal Kingdom Kidani is going to be 185. Now again, with Bay Lake Tower and Animal Kingdom, you're going to have 3 bathrooms in that 2-bedroom. And if you're traveling with 3 kids, that could be a game changer for you. That was the one comment Cindy had because she has all boys like I do. And she was like, that second and then third bathroom is kind of a game changer, and when you're looking at more points and I'm losing a bathroom, it just, maybe for some people that won't equate. That may not be as important to your family as it is to ours. You may not have all boys. I don't know your life, so I'm just saying. So that is the other reason we would not purchase there, is just the point requirements are so high. If, however, you love the theming, if you are sure you are never going to want to sell your Disney Vacation Club contract, and if you are comfortable with purchasing enough points to cover the very high point requirements and the very high, in my opinion, dues, this may be the resort for you. I definitely recommend going to the preview center, check it out, take a look, make your own opinions. For us though, touring those rooms just made me very happy and content with my lovely home at Disney's Old Key West Resort. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are planning on going on the tour, or if you already have, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed, please make sure you do that. Give this video a big thumbs up. And once again, thank you so much to Chantel and her team at DVC by Resale for sponsoring today's video. We love you guys. All their information is in the show notes below. Definitely contact them if you're looking to buy or sell your DVC contract. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.